Welcome to the Web Piano Teacher Podcast. Gather together and relax with us as we perform your favorite songs, discuss what makes them great, and how to make it work on piano.
If you'd like to learn, play, and share this song like Shawn does, using his revolutionary whiteboard technique, visit webpianoteacher.com and try out the free membership level. Please don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Hi guys, welcome back to Web Piano Teacher Artist Series, where we are going through the Fleetwood Mac Rumours album, and we're going to attempt the chain.
Yes, for the 10th time. Here we go. Because of me, really. Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Running in the shadows, down your love, down your lies. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you would never break the chain. Never break the chain. You don't love me now. You don't love me now. Never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. Never break the chain. Listen to the wind blow, down comes the night. Running in the shadows, down your love, down your lies. Break the silence, down the dark, down the night. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. Never break the chain. You don't love me now. You don't love me now. Never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. Never break the chain. You don't love me now. You don't love me now. Never love me again. I can still hear you saying you will never break the chain. Never break the chain. Oops, not yet. Chain, keep us together.
Running in the shadows,
Chains, keep us together.
running in the shadows,
Chains, keep us together.
running in the shadows,
Chains, keep us together.
running in the shadows.
Chains, keep us together.
Or boo. No.
Eh,
Yeah.
All right. Should we keep that? Do it again, or keep that?
The fact that I have like a pulsing right here means let's just like move on.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, part of this, I always say, we want to encourage you guys to do, to sing and to play and to do stuff. And you can't be hypercritical of yourself.
No.
And I mean, we need to set that example. So
I'm learning.
Yeah, there's a value in perfectionism and trying to do the very best that you can.
And I will say, because the other day we were practicing this and we were having so much fun doing it. Just because we were practicing, there was like nothing on the line except learning it, and we were having a good time doing it. As we were preparing this morning, as we were practicing, because we knew we were going to film.
Yeah.
The perfectionist in me was like, it was stealing a little bit of my joy on how much fun this is to do, just because I was worried about us doing it well, which there's a level of like, you should want to do it well.
There's a balance there. And the more you work on it, the more perfection I think we try to, because I mean, you're a perfectionist and I can be on things, certain things, but so I'm messing up in front of you guys. Shawn didn't really mess up.
I have no idea.
I did, wasn't my very best, but I mess up in front of you so you can see that and not be so hard on yourself. If it does that for somebody, then great.
It's hard too, because I edit the videos.
Yeah.
And so I have to listen to this over and over and over, and it's hard to not hear every little mistake.
Yes, because we had to decide that we wanted to perform. We wanted to perform the song, but we also didn't want to make our performance of the song the central focus,
the highlight,
of what we're doing, right?
Right.
We wanted what's the focus then?
The song.
Yeah, the song itself, not our performance. The song, the band, the experience of it. So yeah, there we go.
Okay. Also, this song, I mean, it's hard. It's difficult.
Oh yeah. And it's hard to.
It's
high.
It's high. You know what's difficult for me? It's difficult to have enough energy to do it.
Yeah.
It is also. I think one of my favorite songs, if not the favorite on the album.
Oh yeah,
for me. There's just an energy to this song that is exciting, and it's sort of that like angry energy, but like fun too. I mean, I think of it like, like a championship basketball game or something where you're like in it and every little moment counts and every little moment's important and there's a lot on the line. Like that's what this song feels like to me.
Yeah. At the end, we should do the last part again and just have fun like we did the other day.
Well, let me tell you too, on this song, when they were recording it, so this was the first song they started working on when they were recording. And so, when you first start something, there's just so much to work through. It's actually so difficult to start a recording process.
The song or the album, you mean, or both?
The album. Like this was the first song they came into the studio to start working on. Mm-hmm. So you're just like getting the instruments set up, getting the sound set up, getting the whole like equipment. And they have massive amounts of equipment. Mm-hmm. And Ken Caillat, this was his first like in studio whole album production experience working for a band like this at this caliber, I should say. And he was having trouble miking the drums because it was super important for him. If we get the drums right, everything else falls into place. Mm-hmm. And so he's trying to mic the drums and it's just not working out. And I'm talking hours and hours and hours of trying to get this right. And if you've ever sat through a drum miking session, it is like the most tedious, mind-numbing, and frustrating thing.
Yeah, you hear dunk, 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 dunk
like
on one drum
over and over.
Because when you mic drums, you're not micing the whole thing. Though one of the mics may mic the whole thing, but each individual drum has a mic on it.
Yes.
So every drum has to be tuned.
And cymbal.
Yeah.
And it can't overwhelm the other instruments. It can't, like,
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who have sat through this, you understand the level of frustration that they were probably feeling. And this is right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just not getting it right. And he's feeling the pressure of, oh, they hired me and I'm not delivering. Like, they're going to fire me. And
was there a main problem with it, or just wasn't sounding
Yeah,
right?
and I don't remember what it was exactly, but I think it was literally just the pressure. And then finally it was like, let's just play. And the band was getting antsy, so they started playing. And originally, this song did not end with that bass line that comes in.
Yeah.
The song was just originally going to end after.
Yeah, and it's hard to imagine it without
chorus.
that because, it's not finished yet.
They got so frustrated. So John McVie, the bassist, once they finally got through it a little bit, it was like he was so frustrated and needing like a release. And as musicians, they release their emotions through
by
their
playing more music
instruments,
Yeah.
And he just kind of like played that bass line. And he kept playing it. And then Mick came in on the drums. Now, remember, those two are the original Fleetwood and Mac.
Okay.
And they had a chemistry. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they probably had this whole musical language between the two of them. Mm-hmm. So John McVie starts playing that bass line, and Mick comes in with the drums. And it's just like all of a sudden there's just this like boom, like emotional release, and the whole band comes in. And that's where this tag, I don't even know what you'd call it.
Yeah.
Comes
just
in.
a jam. If you've ever been in a band, it's really fun when that happens, when someone just comes up with something and everybody kind of joins in and you just start playing, and you can play for 30, 40 minutes just on one little thing like this, which is probably what they did.
And it's like what they needed.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, if we were speaking the language of music for this whole entire album, this song was the perfect first conversation that they had in the studio with each other, with the new producer, with the sound engineer, just like everybody in there. Like, you have all those struggles and frustrations, and then you work it out.
So whose decision was it, this has got to be in the song? Or did they just all know?
I think they all just knew. Like,
okay.
I mean, I imagine being in the studio at that moment when that happened, because I have that feeling every time I hear this song. Of this, just like they just build this emotional like sound, and then there's just this like release is what that feels like.
Yeah, cool. There's lots of musical elements in this. I love because Lindsay seems to like that open fifth. So does Christine in the piano parts.
Christine wrote this.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense, because she, when you do Oh Daddy, and then even in Songbird, there's occasionally open fifths. You just with the fifth and the sevenths in there. It just kind of, again, it just makes me think of like Western cowboy. I don't know why. I guess because of movies, but it just has that open. I think Bon Jovi has a song that has that open fifth, and it has a don't, that kind of drives the whole thing. Don't. So it has those open fifths again, which I like. And then you come in with these harmonies, these rich, and they sound so freaking good together.
I know.
They just blend. I mean, Lindsay and Stevie especially blend well. And Christine's voice sounds a lot like, I think, Lindsay's, when she's singing higher and he's singing a little bit lower, they kind of sound very similar. So that's going to blend anyway. But then Stevie's voice in there, and you said they had some kind of effect. They were singing through a distortion or something, or
I don't think so.
An amp of some sort. I thought you used to tell me that at one time. Okay, we'll scratch that. But whatever they did, the blend of those voices is just gets you right here when you hear it.
It's just very impactful, and they didn't use it sparingly in the song. Yeah. It's like the whole song.
Yeah. And man, you got to be right in tune when you're doing this, or if you're a little bit out, like you're probably here.
Like
if I'm a little bit out. So it's a little harder on me because I've got to play all the parts.
I believe
and
you.
Sing.
I believe you.
A little, for me. But if you're not right on pitch, and I witnessed this at a Crosby, Stills and Nash concert.
Yeah.
They're one of those bands that tight harmonies. It's just the harmony itself, the voice, just they all blend. They're all right in tune. These are the back in the days when they didn't have auto tune, so you had to actually be in tune when you sang. Then I heard them live in concert, and I was like, but it's hard to do that, especially when you're older and everything. But it wasn't.
I mean, I imagine when they're in a concert setting, your
can't
monitors
hear as well.
and everything can only go so far.
Yeah.
Even an in-ear is hard because you don't really get a true sense of your own
And
voice.
they weren't singing that bad. It just shows you how tight and right on the harmonies have to be for this to have that sound of those vocals. So the Eagles did it too.
It just takes a level of concentration that if you're trying to perform and connect with the audience and then have that level of concentration singing the harmonies, it's...
Yeah, and you can't...
Don't be too hard on us, friends.
Yeah, and you, even when you're singing, a solo and there's not other voices, it's just you singing, you can be, and you will be, always a little bit out of tune on some notes, but it's really noticeable when you have harmonies for some reason. It sticks out more if you're singing with someone in a harmony part. So something you may not notice that's a little out of tune with a soloist, you'll notice when you have those vocals. So these are very impressive vocals that they did. Although I'm sure they recorded it 40 times. It took the best tracks.
I mean, I watched them in a live performance, and their harmonies aren't super tight. Again, a performance is a completely different experience.
Let me ask you this: do you know if when they recorded it, did they all three, were they together singing as they recorded? Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
Instead of one at a time. Yeah. Okay.
And I think they maybe would go in and retouch in some places, but I think...
But they did it as a group together.
Especially Lindsay and Stevie.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
It's just the energy they create in this song. They sound just I don't want to say angry, but just intense. In the way, I think it's cool that they were able to achieve that in a non-performance. I mean, they all had each other, I guess, and the crew. It's just hard for me. We're both in the room together, and it's just nah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh yes, before I forget, I am an online piano teacher, webpianoteacher.com.
No.
Yes, and if you like these songs and you want to learn to play them like I'm playing them here, I teach all 11 tracks, and I've already done it. The lessons are already on the website. I have the sheets. I know you can't see it here. It's covered up. Shawn did a great job making a little web piano teacher logo thing for the board here. But my sheets are downloadable, too, on the website. So you have everything you need to learn this whole album, and you don't have to read notes. You can just follow my instruction and use the chart I have written out, and you can learn how to play the whole album. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, if you're looking to start a Fleetwood Mac tribute band, we'll get you 2/3 of the way there.
And we're not really joking with that, because I've had people email me that their job is being a cover band, and they learn this stuff off the website. The keyboard player learns stuff off the website, and then the band kind of joins in with it, and they use and I had a picture one time. I wish I kept it, of a guy just showing them, in concert, and he had my sheets pulled up, but they had quite a good audience there, and
yeah,
he was reading my sheet and playing, and they were, jamming. That's cool.
Yeah. That's what I got for this song. It's such a simple, straightforward, but impactful song. I think their biggest challenge in the recording process of this song was just getting going. Just get the wheels on the train just moving.
So this was the first song they worked on, and what track is it though? It's not the first track.
It's not.
Number.
Gosh, I should have looked that up ahead of time.
It's towards the front, maybe. I don't know.
I think it's
5 or something, or
middle.
Okay.
Keep stalling while I'm looking it up. Let's see. Number 7.
7. Okay, it's quite into it.
And it comes right. If you're listening to this album as a whole, it comes right after Songbird.
Okay.
So they get you in this relaxed and sentimental state, and then. Which, if the whole album is a relationship, they really take you through every stage.
They do, every emotion. Yes, you have anger, you have resentment, you have happiness, joy. But even when there's joy, the lyrics are never coming back again.
A little
It's, So we love the story. It shows you, we as people, we love music, but we love it even better when it's connected to a story.
Yeah. That
Stories.
we can connect to, we can relate to with our own life.
To me, it's like whenever, back at some point on TV, they started having, when they would have sequences where there were no words, they were just showing scenes and they would have a song. They'd play a whole song. And I remembered how hearing the song on the radio didn't really mean much to me, but when I was watching a show and then they played the song, it really was like, oh my gosh, this is a great song. But I think it's because I was relating it to the story that I was watching on TV. So it just shows you how powerful that is.
Yeah, and if this is the song, if you have a fight with your spouse or like, I don't know, your teenage son, you put this song on.
Damn your love, damn your lies.
For real. Grab a sponge and just like get to work in the kitchen. This song is just really going to get the dirt and grime off of your sink for sure.
I know.
All right.
All right.
Do we have to play this one?
Nah, I think we did enough.
Why don't you just
enough damage?
Just play it and we'll listen.
All right. 3, gotta count.